Well, hello. Hey, how's everybody doing? Hello out there. It's Monday, November 29th, 2021, and I'm back. Sorry I took last week off. The whole Thanksgiving thing kind of threw me off a little bit, and I was hanging out with my brothers on Monday, so that was fun. We got to hang out a little pre-Thanksgiving family hangout session. Sorry. But it was fun. We were just hanging out. It was a good time during Thanksgiving. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And if you had a hard time because of whatever, I'm here. Not to help you, but just to let you know that I'm here. What's up, Sean? Sean Smith, always in the house, always supportive. One of the coolest guys we have here at the Indie Escape. Hello, Sean. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and I hope you ate a lot of turkey. Now, with all that being said, everybody, episode's about to get started because I have a special guest today, and I am going to bring him in already because I don't like keeping my my guests waiting, but I'm gonna give him a nice little introduction. So without further ado, let's get. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Mr. Gabe Simbolista. How you doing?
Thank you for having me, and I'm not just special, I'm limited edition. And by the way, the only reason Sean's cooler than me is because I'm hotter than him. Let's just leave it at that.
I'm not even gonna touch that. I am not even gonna touch that.
Don't. I wouldn't touch the metric. I wouldn't touch the metric system with the 3-point whatever, decimal that is Paul. Yeah.
Well, he's here. Hey, he's always hanging around.
Always.
So what's up, brother? How you doing?
Tired, not retired, as usual. Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody, we all know Gabe, my Indie Escape brother,
and we also love Raymond.
And we all hey Raymond.
Everybody loves Raymond.
That's so funny. The theater that I work at tomorrow, they're doing a improv sketch. Show, and one of them is I hope I don't ruin it for anybody, but it's the Ray Romano audition, and they just have a bunch of people. The one sketch is just a bunch of people doing Ray Romano impressions, and they just get better and better.
That sounds like repetitive, but if it gets better and better, that sounds good.
It gets better and better. I love it. But yeah, dude. So we're here tonight. I decided to call it my manic symbolistic. Or
manic cynicism. Yeah, cynicism. I like that. It was a little bit of a crossover.
Yeah.
Or literally.
Yeah, we have two of the members, the family members in the Escape, and we're just here to talk. I do want to say thank you because I literally hit him up last night like at midnight, and I was like, hey Gabe, I need a guest. You want to come on? He's like, sure. So
he got me late, but you know what they say.
Better late than sorry.
No, better late than pregnant.
This is true. You're absolutely right.
Depending who you ask. But let's not go there.
So, hey, your show. So I just want to get started with that. Your show, that symbolistic cynicism.
Yeah, say that. Don't say that 5 times.
I'll try not
please.
to. It's really hard.
Yeah, good.
I was listening to the Larry Hankin episode yesterday, and God, that was such a great sorry, I screenshotted. I hope you don't get upset with.
No, that's fine. Please don't offend. Yeah, don't feel you offended me. I'm good.
So
I think I look terrible, but I think that's what makes it great.
I didn't realize that I screenshotted. I uploaded it, and I realized, oh, his mouth's open. So.
No, just the way I look. No, it's all good, man. No, that was a fun one. Dude. Yeah, that was. He's a great guy.
You know, and for people that are listening and don't know who Larry Hankin is, he's been around a very very long time, and that episode that Gabe had with him is, if you're a filmmaker, entertainer, or just a movie buff, I'd say listen to it because
I think that one appealed a lot more to filmmakers and people who know a lot of technical stuff and writing, because it appealed a lot more to people who know the film industry or work in the film industry or want to work in the film industry than people who are like spectator, like audiences, because it was much more, it was more about, it was less behind the scenes stories and more stories about and more behind the scenes about the storytelling, and his thought process and his methods, and also just thought process and methods in general. Like, he even spoke about stuff that he doesn't apply to him, but might apply to somebody else. He's just a very smart man.
It was like the conversation was like everywhere. It was
all over the place,
but not in a bad way. Like, you were
of course
able to like kind of just go here and go there, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, it was like kind of like when they say they trim off the fat, I was like, just give me all that. That's what I want. Like, it was such a great episode. The whole conversation.
It was the whole turkey, the entire turkey, the stuffing, everything.
I take it, man. It was a Caduckin. I'll take that.
Turducken. Actually, they did something where they put it inside a goat, inside a cow. I forgot what they called it, but I prefer pie cakin.
Pie cakin, what's that?
Pie cakin, that's dessert.
I don't know what that is.
Not turducken, it's dessert. It's a pie with inside a cake.
Oh. You get me. Hey, Larry likes those puns, man.
Oh yeah, who doesn't?
Hey, y'all talking about Gabe? Can you shoot him a link?
Yes, I can. I will. Nothing's listed right now, but I will send it. Yes.
Let's see. What else he said? I had to ask before I forgot. Hey, it's all right. We're all here. We're hanging.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's all right. But I did like his whole thing about the clown, like a topic where he was just talking about how like the clown doesn't stop; it perpetually moves.
I loved his whole thing on that. Was phenomenal.
Man, it was so good. And the fact that he really like just kind of the conversation, it was a nonchalant conversation. Like, hey, what's up? What's up? Like, there was no tension. There's no, I just think that was such a great interview. And I'm sorry, I was trying to do a little research like an hour before, and I was going to see your latest guess, but I got stuck on that episode. Like, it just, because I do listen to Larry on YouTube, so his voice is already in my head. And I talked to you,
his voice has been the same since he was in stuff years ago, even dating far back as Escape from Alcatraz with Clint Eastwood. Yeah, he had the same. He's like Sean Connery or Morgan Freeman. The voice has been the same forever. He has the same. Man. Yeah. And that's the way it was. That's the way the cookie crumbles. And that's the way. I like it. I'm sorry. Whenever I quote Sean Connery, I quote Jim Carrey as Sean Connery from Bruce Almighty, because that's like. It's easier off the tongue than half of the things Sean Connery says. Oh,
Sean Connery there.
Yeah, there was a sign that said something about shingles on the roof. Like, are there hot shingles in your area? Like, shingles, you say?
Hot shingles.
Hot shingles, you say?
I do like in Dirty Work when R.I.P. Norm MacDonald
I love that movie.
He goes, yeah, this is how you could tell he's lying. How do you find Sean Connery and Bond? Do you find them attractive? No.
It's like the way he says no. Yeah. I just watched Screwed for the first time, the other movie he did with the one with Dave Chappelle and Danny DeVito the other night. And those two movies are two of my favorites growing up, but Dirty Work was that was legendary. And the sorry.
Which cameo?
No, the cameo from what's his name? Don Rickles as the theater guy. That was he was. As much as he wasn't the funniest part of that movie, but that guy was always funny. And they have funny stories about him and Frank Sinatra. Great stories.
Oh yeah, they do have a lot. I think, and that's the thing about Don Rickles, man. He was like, I'm just talking. I'm going to talk at you. I don't even care.
Yeah.
And the thing, I hope I don't mess this up, but I believe Norm said that he didn't really write lines for Don Rickles. He just let him go. He's like, I just let him go at it.
Do his own thing.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I will say a little selfish plug. And my show, Side by Side Movies Podcast, I wanted to say episode maybe 51. We recently did. Like a month ago, it was Screwed and Dirty Work for R.I.P. Norm MacDonald special. And man, I remember Dirty Work is just hilarious. It's just a slapstick.
Yeah.
But I remember Screwed. I didn't remember it was like so like everything comes back.
Yes, when
everything
you
comes.
rewatch it.
Yeah, when you, it's like I was like, oh, okay. So when you watch Screwed is a thinker.
Yeah, I just rewatched a movie that a comedy that I hadn't watched in years, and I got so many jokes I didn't get when I was a kid, and I'm trying to remember which comedy. And I just watched it recently, and I'll remember, I'm sure, in the middle of
Oh.
your talk, like, oh, that was it. Like in the middle of your speak, I'm sure it's gonna happen.
Eh,
But like I'm like, I got jokes I didn't get like 20, 15 years ago.
Can I take a
And
guess what the
it's
movie was?
yes, yes.
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
No, but
Okay.
that is one of the ones that those were one of those movies you watch as a kid and you don't get, and you watch like the Godfather thing I got, but the whole thing, hey Abbott,
Hey,
you know,
Abbott!
like a lot of the jokes, a lot of the Jewish jokes I can't help but get because
I did.
yeah, and it's Hanukkah now, and the best Hanukkah movie is 16 Candles. You just put those two menorahs together.
What? I never thought about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You just put two menorahs together. Watch 16
It's
Candles.
like what 60 candles. I did it in Robin Hood Men in Tights. The circumcision part went right over my head as a kid. He goes, "You
Like put all ice on a lot, a little bit on it.
You dip the tip, and it's a quick reoccurring joke.
The tip, and the little guillotine is like, oh. I'm actually seeing Carrie Elwes, who plays Robin Hood, this Friday, and he is he's a mensch.
Where you seeing him at?
He does his Princess Bride screenings. Sorry, it's my Tourette's.
That's okay.
He does his. I know. I know. It's like a tick when I apologize. I don't even realize I'm apologizing until after I apologize. So it's like a tick. So like my Sawisms.
But Carrie Ellis, you're gonna see him where?
No, so he does these Princess Bride screenings, and then he does like a Q&A afterwards, and then he does like a VIP thing, which I got a VIP ticket because whenever I get a chance to see Carrie, and it's local enough, I take it. So I'm going to actually Jersey. It's in New Jersey Center of Performing Arts.
Cool.
So I'm going to Jersey on Friday to see him. I got a VIP ticket. I'm going to see him, and yeah, so I'm go to the show. Then there's the Q. I got like third row in the like the whole. It's like a Broadway concert.
You're
concert
right up
hall.
there. You're right there. Huh?
Yeah, I love that. And then I'm going to see him after. But he knows me. Like I don't know if you saw the video. I got a video Zoom with him back in I think February or March, and like he saw my name, but he saw Gabriel. He didn't see Gabe, and then he's like, "Hello, Gabe." And he's like, yeah, it's just like, and he's just an amazing person, and he's inspired by me with stuff I've done. So when somebody you love growing up, you love watching growing up, and people like that just look up to you and think highly of you, it's like an honor. It's like it lifts your heart, especially when it's like, people are always hearing things about celebrities and this and that. When you experience it, and see how down to earth so many of them are, as opposed to what you hear about. I mean, yes, there are always a few, spoiled, rotten eggs in terms of like personalities out there, but like most majority of everybody I've ever met in the film industry is just such like amazing, full of life and like down to earth, real, chill, like friendly, compassionate human beings, and just love the fans, or get a kick out of the things fans come up with, and the art and the jokes, and how fans have such passion for the stuff. Like even people I haven't even met talked about how like they're amazed at the passion the fans have.
Yeah, dude.
They're like blown away. That like, yeah. And I listen, I've embarrassed some of the Saw actors with stuff I know about the Saw films that they didn't know, and then they embarrass me and we just laugh about it,
Right.
It's just amazing.
So check this out. Look what we got here. Joe Ridgely's in the house. Wait, Gabe has theme music now?
Theme music now.
Of course he does. I hooked him up. He's got it.
Oh, yeah. I still have to implement that. And I'm going to call you tomorrow before my show with my buddy Ari, that I'm going to have you set me up with that. I'm sorry. It's just the last few weeks I meant to hit you up.
We'll talk about it afterwards.
Yeah, for sure.
And
but I want you to know I appreciate that, that you did that. It was really, yeah. That's a mitzvah.
The mitzvah. We got Sean saying what's up to Joe, and then Joe saying what's up to Sean.
This is a crossover within a crossover. It's like Inception of crossovers.
Oh god, we're just taking a bunch of naps.
No, it's like parallel and perpendicular. It's like, listen, did I tell you I just got a cop gave me another ticket for parking diagonally in a parallel universe.
This makes so much sense. Hey, it's like I laugh more than it makes sense.
Yes,
And
exactly.
that makes me crack up.
Yeah,
It's like, get it
because
like this. I'm like, oh my God.
it doesn't have to make sense. And I'm Jewish. I gotta make sense.
You gotta hold on to them.
Yeah.
So
No, I really gotta make sense because, like, I'm Jewish. No, sense.
Oh,
I put my 2 cents in, and
see,
my
oh,
penny
God,
for penny, and then a penny. That's a penny for your thoughts.
Thank you. I need to work on that. I have
Yeah.
so
I don't mean to nickel and dime you.
hey, so
Right.
with the virtual one where you make karaoke, I think it was GalaxyCon, I believe.
Yes.
Is that what it was? Did I do
Yeah.
those? And
Oh, dude, I love those.
I love those. I keep
Yeah.
showing these up on it because I still technically believe that I'm new to the convention scene. I only started at the tail end December 2018, so I'm basically 2019. So I'm like at 4 years.
So you were just which event popped your cherry?
It was
So to
actually
speak.
actually
So to speak.
I had a few smaller ones, but I don't really call those. But the one that it was Alamo City Comic Con, and it had Arnold
That's a
Schwarzenegger.
big one to. Oh, Schwarzenegger.
It had
was there?
Schwarzenegger, my first one, and so I saved up, and I had either I can get one Schwarzenegger, just it, or I can get all I could get Robert Englund,
Everybody
Jeff
else you
Goldblum, Kevin
Oh my
Conroe. I got a lot. I got Gold Dust. I got like 9 people, and it's for that one Arnold.
For that. Oh my God.
But if I'm happy I did that because then I would just be more of a
Dude,
spectator.
it's like, why do you do the rest of the day? Yeah.
Yeah, and plus,
I spend so much of these things, but sometimes I make the money back, and it's also it's a good investment for a lot of the stuff. Like I buy and sell the stuff on eBay, the stuff I get autographed, and also it's like it's more than just the stuff you get; it's the experiences you have, and it's phenomenal.
oh yeah, because no, you're absolutely right, and I was gonna show that because it's right, the experiences that you have, and I was like, where did I put it? I know I moved it. Texas,
Yes,
Texas Frightmare, brother.
Frightmare. Memories are worth more than the usual. Well, for sometimes worth more. It depends what the stuff you get, but like a lot of memories are priceless.
Oh, they are. And that was like, man.
I think Leonard Nimoy said something like that. One of his last quotes before he passed away. I think about memories in a garden and yeah.
Yeah, because I did the what do you call it? We did that, and I was like that. I always felt like that's like a concert. Like you're awake the whole time, and you're just going. You're going like that. That photo.
It's like a rave. It's not a concert. It's a rave,
yeah,
and you're
rave.
just like I barely sleep. Like I need to, and I don't sleep enough before these cons, and then I barely sleep at the cons between days, because nighttime we sleep. For those who don't know, and then. I don't mean you. I'm just kidding. And then when I get home, I sleep for like 2 days straight. But or not enough even if I try. But I'm a night owl. I'm trying to get back a normal schedule. But I don't get to these things often. I don't even go on vacation often. And these cons, like my home away from home, and when I know a lot of people who are staff, a lot of the staff, and I have friends who go from all over the world. Not just the country, but other parts of the world. And then I know so many of the celebs at these things. Some of them remember me when I barely know them or barely met them. I never met Schwarzenegger, but I met the entire rest of the cast except for other than Schwarzenegger and what's his name? Edward Furlong. I met basically the entire main cast. So and some of them remember, Schwarzenegger's stunt double always remembers me. The female Terminator from Terminator 3, Kristanna Loken, because she put me in touch with a friend of hers who had Tourette's. Schwarzenegger's stunt double had a friend he works with who has Tourette's. Linda Hamilton was so inspired by my story, my book, and she remembered me and she gave me a kiss on the neck and cheek on my birthday, and that was she was a sweetheart. But and also Jeremy Dreyfuss, who I had on my first show, said she's from her and she knows Schwarzenegger because they're from the same neighborhood, and she said he loves puns. He said to me, Jeremy, she said to me, you would get along so well with him.
I could you'd if he does, I could just imagine all come on, more, come on. You would not run out. I know you couldn't.
I love the best Nike. When they had those anti-Nike memes. The best, exactly. Sleep. Oh, that's what that is, Sean. Sleep is a side effect of caffeine deprivation.
Oh,
I call that depresso.
Depresso.
I'm still waiting for Starbucks to put the the IV side, the one that pumps it right into your bloodstream.
Oh god, we're getting there.
Yeah, we're almost there. I hope whatever. Yeah, but then you don't get the flavor. Yeah, maybe somebody, if they suck it out of your arm, maybe get the flavor.
Or maybe it's gonna.
I got so many holes in my head. Some more holes in my arm. It's I have OCD. I gotta even it out.
You gotta even it out to be balanced.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. Well, that's CDO. That's OCD in alphabetical order.
yeah.
And I have friends who play Call of Duty. They have COD.
They have COD. All right, let's
Yeah.
put this little bad boy. I forgot
Or those for some people call that something else. Oh no, that's DOC. That's
DOC,
only for forensics and
death on
crime scene. Yeah. Let's not go there.
cash on delivery.
No. DOC. It's dead on something.
Oh,
No, we're DOA. Sorry,
dead on arrival. No.
Oh yeah, sorry. See, listen, I'm not so great on abbreviations. I'm great with exaggerations. Do you know that 400 billion people a year are victims of exaggerated statistics?
Oh man, I can only imagine.
Yeah, 400 billion people a year.
I can only imagine. I feel sorry for them.
400 billion.
So on the, I mean, honestly, the conventions, the actual like going to the conventions is like, I mean, as much as I love the online interviews and everything.
Yes, there's
like,
nothing like the cons.
I tell you what, dude, I have a lot of online interviews. Like I
got to do more. Yeah,
I got a lot, and
I want to get Christopher Lloyd and like that. And him and Gilbert Gottfried are so quiet and shy in person, which was a shocker. Sorry,
I met Christopher Lloyd in 2019 at Dallas Fan Expo.
Yeah,
and he actually hooked me up with his I got a free autograph from him because there was a technicality there, and he was like, and he was
they do that sometimes. Yeah,
and he just grabbed like because he was gonna write the signature, and the lady forgot to like I don't know what she did. Like it was like more like I paid her, and then she was like, oh, you have to pay for the signature too, and I guess still new to the cons. I was like, okay. But she already gave him the picture, and she took it from him, and he goes, oh, this one, no, I too late. Like he corrected her, and he signed it, and I was like, that's so cool.
And it's funny, a lot of people blame get upset at the actors when they charge a certain amount, or like at certain. But like I tell you something, there were times where it varies. Some of the actors wanted to like give me a free, like there were actors who want to give me a free autograph, but like the staff wouldn't, or like certain staff wouldn't allow it, or a certain, or like. But there was one time I think Catherine Isabel, who is a sweetheart, who worked a lot with the Soskas, who I love, who I know. And Catherine, I remember it was in 2000. It was the Monster Mania in March of 2013, and I spent so much money that one event that I basically gave her a bunch of like Freddie and Jason stuff to get signed. I basically ran out of money, and like she gave me half the autographs for free. Like, shh, don't tell anybody. Like didn't tell like the women sitting next to her talking to the other actors or agent on the other side. So like she was just like, and she was a sweetheart. But like not ran out of money. I just like I had short on cash.
The budget.
Like I literally like but like listen, in Texas Frightmare, I think this past Texas Frightmare was the least I ever spent at a Texas Frightmare probably. Yeah. I spend it from everywhere for $1,000 to $2,000 at a Texas Frightmare.
Yeah, I went for
usually 2,000. But I make a lot of it back. But like this year, I spent like not even 800, maybe 800.
You got it
maybe
down.
A little less.
Well, I went for broke because I was like, I don't know, I'm just on a streak, so I'm gonna just keep going. Like people that were busy, they're open all of a sudden. I was like, all right, and I just kept going. And there was a part where I was like, I felt like Fry, like just take my money, just shut up and take my money. And as I was going through Texas Frightmare, man, I was just like, this is so fun. Like this is like
that's my favorite. Can I tell you something? Monster Mania and Texas Frightmare are probably two of my favorites. They're usually the ones I go to. Texas Frightmare happens once a year, and it's always on my birthday weekend, except for this past year when it was postponed. But I want to get the VIP tickets still. I want to go this year. Monster Mania, I'm waiting on the info on that. Texas Frightmare is just that's the chillest. Monster Mania too, but it's like but it's amazing when it's such a chill. It's not like New York Comic Con is not as chill as this. At least with big, with the
I've seen the videos,
some of them,
the photos of those, and that looks more like a little bit more businessy or like a corporate a little bit. Like they have everything drawn out, the lines. And Texas Frightmare is kind of just like an organic, just there. Like there's really
I would be sitting at the cafe and basically I would be sitting there, like even Monster Mania fans would be sitting next to Robert Englund at the bar. But like in Texas Frightmare, like I'd be sitting at the table next to the kid from It, Georgie, and he's like that kid is so cute, but he's like intimidatingly cute, and he gets in and out of character like that.
He's smart.
I remember, and Jackson, and he got up, did the Pennywise Gangnam Style dance in the middle of the panel that I missed because I had to catch my plane. But I will tell you, I found out from somebody, and apparently they said not a lot of people know this, but his uncle is Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott, yeah.
So I said basically Georgie is a Stifler.
He's a little stifler.
Georgie's a little stifler. And can I tell you something? He's probably he's. I mean, like I love Sean William Scott Stifler, but Jackson is like intimidatingly like he's
Natural.
if he's gonna be like bigger than his uncle. I
Dude,
swear
I have
that kid is like him and what's her name, Kaylee Fleming, who plays little ass kicker Judith Grimes in Walking Dead.
okay.
She like that was on the last Walking Dead cruise, the fourth one, which I went on. It was only my second one. I went on the first, not only. She puts everybody in their place. She puts all the actors in their place, the actresses, the fans, and even the agent, Sean Clark, who I think you met, and he represents a lot of the. But she is such a little like, how like some people say like a tough cookie. She's a tough cake. She's like the whole dessert table tough. I don't know how to say it. Like I made her laugh a couple of times, but she's a tough cookie. That little girl. Like she's like, how like she treats Negan in the show? She's 10 times tougher than that in real life. She's 10 times tougher in real life than she is as little ass kicker in Walking Dead. It's hilarious.
So speaking about Jackson, he's my I don't know how to
spirit.
I don't know how to say it because he's the youngest celeb I've met, but yet he was one of my first Comic Cons. So now every time he's at a con, I just go take a photo with him because he's getting older. So when I was up at Rhode Island, I saw him. I go,
those memories.
I go, hey Jackson, what's up? And he's like, what are you doing here? Because I was in Rhode Island. And I just went. I was literally on my way out. I was curving, and I go, "Where is he? I haven't seen him because he was at the end." I go, "I got to take a picture with him." And he was like, "Hey, what are you doing here? You came all the way."
But the way he says it is so adorable.
Like he doesn't think. Like it just comes off. It just spins off. He's in your. What you just said about him is perfect.
Yeah. Can I tell you something?
What's up?
It's like what's it called? You said something about him like. What was it? You said something about him like you wanted to get when he was. I'm trying to remember. No, forget it. I'll remember. Excuse me. Wow. I hope you guess. Oh, thank you for burping to make me feel not alone. It
works perfect because I moved away when you did.
Yeah, but that's how it is with a lot of celebs who I see at these things. Like Costas, like I gotta tell you, like he's probably one of the best. Like he is the best. Like. He's one of my favorite people in the entire world, Costas Mandylor. Yes. He, from Saw. Like every time I see him, he his hellos, he's like Carrie Elwes in terms of his hugs are the best. His hugs are like bear hugs.
Yeah.
But Costas is like he used to almost never smile for a photo, and now he does a lot. But like there are times where he's on camera, he looks like he's like pissed off about to kick ass, and then like off camera he's the biggest character. But I mean, like he is he's the best guy to hang out with at any of these. Like Costas is probably one of my favorite people to hang out with ever.
Yeah.
On the Saw cruise, and he said I shouldn't say anything until after the cruise, so this was 9 years ago, so I could say it. Like we were literally at the roulette table till 2 a.m, 2 of the nights, and we're just putting in money, and he's hitting on all the female dealers. This is before he was married, and I'm cracking Godfather like lines and references, like and every time we walk by, they just throw those out, they pull me back in. And like it's just he and I like having fun at the roulette table and some other people there, and it's like we're just having fun and laughing and making each other laugh. And he's just, at dinner, he's such a great guy. And he speaks Hebrew better than a lot of Jews I know. And, I'm cracking the Saw-isms to the Saw actors and the Hebrew ones, which Costas gets. Sonko di Mayo, we were going to do drinks.
That's a good one.
Costas is one of the most real, authentic, respectable, just amazing souls I've ever known.
Yeah.
And let's just say he is one of those people, is one of the reasons I'm still here.
Cool.
And he's just an amazing soul, and I love him. I love him like a brother. And I'm actually in touch with his brother Lewis, who's a great guy, follows me on like Instagram and Facebook, and he's a great guy too. Lewis, I never met Lewis, but I'd love to meet him. We've spoken. You probably remember, like a lot of people remember from a lot of things, but my Big Fat Greek Wedding is like what everybody knows him from. But
I'm gonna have to look him up real quick.
But you definitely want to check out The Game of Their Lives. That was a film that I loved. That was like That was with Costas, his brother Lewis, Patrick Stewart, Gerard Butler,
That's already such a good cast.
Jonathan Rhys Davies. What's his name? And I'm trying to forget, but it's like a massive cast. And I think the guy from Beverly Hills Cop who passed away, I forgot his. I think he plays a young version of Patrick Stewart. But it was such a great film, and it was about the American soccer team getting into the World League of Soccer, and basically Costas and his brother were two of the people. I think Costas played Columbo Mitz or I forgot what it was. Like they all had their nicknames, and Gerard Butler was like the head of the team. But like Costas did say he's old friends with Gerard Butler, and I think
No, I haven't seen that one yet, but I did
that
want
Game of
to.
Their Lives. Yeah, that's a good one.
I did want to. That was nice what you just said right now. You said I'm still here, and just to go full circle because I also got a comment I want to swing back to get from Sean. But we're talking about everything we're talking about, like even like this. Check this out. Even because of this movie right here.
Yes.
This movie right here.
Classic.
I ended up doing this. So I ended up meeting these cats online, one of my first ones, and that led me to this.
I saw it. With Chilling with Scott at that. Which con was that again? That
Rhode
was,
Island, and I'll share this on my show. I don't mind.
Yeah,
I mean, Scott, I hung out with him the whole time, but like I was bothered. He was like, he was cool with it, but we did have a moment, man. I kind of was like, damn, this is so surreal. Like they're so cool, down to earth, and genuine. Like these guys are real. That's one thing I love about Scott, man. He doesn't let this like celebrity thing get like, he doesn't acknowledge it, and that's like, he is who he is, and he's honest. He's being honest with you, and it's like so weird when you meet so many celebrities and you meet so many, like there's like that, there's that high end that you're gonna love and that high end that you're not gonna like, but there's that middle ground of people that are just kind of, they're nice, cool, but then even through that, I've had some like shared conversations where they don't open up enough, where I'm like, I'm trying to share something here, and they're just kind of, I know they don't know me or whatever, but I'm talking about like when we're at the conventions and hanging out. And so I'm like, but Scott was like the first one just to be completely open. I was like, oh, cool. And then the fact that we kind of have like I'm kind of seeing like, oh, cool. He's like in like an older version of me. That's really cool. So but I was at Rhode Island, dude.
It's like my future self and me.
Yeah, it's the reason why it's so big, because when you're younger and you don't see any older ones or older people than you, it's hard for you to relate, because then people your age start busting your ass like, and then you finally get a not like a signal, like a beacon to be like, hey, it's okay.
When I'm younger, people 2 years older than me feel like, who's taller than me, feel like they're 10 or 20 years older than me.
Oh my god!
Because they feel like your big brother, who's not really, there are people who's like literally 2 or 3 years older than me, who are like 3 heads taller than me. So they feel like they're 10 or 20 years older than me.
Oh yeah, nah.
Until you realize you grow up and they're still 2 or 3 heads taller than you, but you realize you're just about the same age.
Yeah. And then like that's a really good one, because also like when I'm talking to people and they're like, I'm older than you don't understand the struggle, and I'm like, well, how old are you?
God,
it's
not like, about age, it's about not just experience, but maturity doesn't come with age.
Oh, it doesn't.
And that self-righteousness, that privilege, not privilege, that's like that feeling that better because you're older.
Yeah,
is so tainted and so flawed.
The twist on mine is, a lot of people are always like, oh, I'm older than you. I'm like, well, how old are you? 28? And I'm like, how old are you? At the time, I was like, I'm 35. I was like,
well, like, we don't look our age.
Yeah, so they it's a V to them, but then like that their whole mindset switch is like, oh, he's not a little kid, or like he's a, oh wow, like it's like, to me, I'm like, well, you changed now because you thought I was something that you didn't think, and now you're like, but we gotta, that was I met Schiaffo and everybody at Clerks. It's a long story how we all hung out, but look at Sean's asking here, y'all going to Cult Classic in February? I got my 3-day pass, just not sure if I'll be able to make it though. Oh, Sean, but trying to plan it out. So Cult Classic, is that the one in Houston? Or where's that?
I'm not. I'll check.
Yeah.
You got it?
I can check it quick. Yeah. I think
in the meantime, I'll just. Oh, sorry.
I think that one is in Houston, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Here we go. It's 2022. Oh yeah, it's in Bastrop. Yeah.
That's in Dallas, Texas.
No, that's 20 minutes away from me. Yeah, I'll probably be there. Oh. Yeah. It's in Bastrop, Texas. About 15-20 minute drive right out of Austin. Yeah,
I'm a little far for a drive to Dallas.
Oh, that's right. Because
Texas, I fly. I grow wings, and I'll let you know. It all depends what my my sister's wedding's supposed to be.
He's gonna slap my ass for me.
My sister's wedding is coming up, and because of the current Omicron thing, I don't, because it's supposed to be in Israel, and I don't know what the deal is with my sister's wedding because we're supposed to go, and I'm supposed to leave in about 5-6 weeks, but depending on what the situation is with the new variant, I don't know what the deal is with the wedding. So I'm not making any crazy plans, like too many plans at least. I'll make plans, but that is not going to be avoidable, that I can't fix.
Yeah.
You know, and work around in case my sister's wedding, in case it does get pushed. The only events I'll plan ahead for is probably Monster Mania and Texas Frightmare, because I know the guys who run them, and it's probably easier for me to like, you know, like, because like, let's say I need to sell my VIP or obtain a VIP through some, you know, like it's easier to do it with, you know, an event, you know, when you know a lot of people who work there, and when you've been going there for so many years. Like your first con was when, 2018?
Yeah.
Mine was 2005.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Five.
You're in the singles. You're in the singles. Yeah.
Right. But I didn't. But I have a lot of friends, like, you know, like you. I mean, I have a lot of friends who go to these things more frequently than I do. Like a lot of the friends, like I introduced you to, a lot of my friends at these cons, they go to things like every few weeks or every month or every so often, and I only go to several. I go to like Monster Mania, Texas Frightmare, Children's Theater, and New York Comic Con, and then sometimes I go to a film festival, or if there's a cruise I really want to go on, but like that, those things are expensive.
Yeah,
the cruise, but like I've only been on 3 of the but I'm saying over the years.
Yeah.
But the cons I've been going to at least one every year, except for 2020, since 2005. And 2005 I actually went to Horror Find, which is in the same hotel as Monster Mania is now in their Hunt Valley location. I only went to one. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Monster Mania is 2 times a year, right? Or is it just 1?
No, now it's even more. Now I think it's it's going to be 3 or 4 now.
Oh, darn.
They were going to do it. I actually bought tickets to one of after their March event was canceled in 2020, when they didn't know how bad the COVID thing was. They were going to do one in June which was like going to have Jay and Silent Bob, you know, Jay and Silent Bob and all those, you know, guys. And that was also canceled, or well, not even postponed, that was canceled as well. The only one that was really postponed and really, you know, for the most part, was Texas Frightmare. Monster Mania had to redo the whole thing. Texas Frightmare just they worked they you know, it was like followed up with it every few months with updates and seeing how things are going. But it's been crazy. But I love the photos, the stuff of you at Rhode Island Comic Con. That was great.
Dude, I had a great experience. Like it really launched me to somewhere else. Like that's why I like, the thing I love about the conventions is that my cell phone doesn't work. I don't have service like ever in the hotels, so I'm never on my phone. So
these hotels don't give you like free Wi-Fi?
They do, but I don't want to be on it. That's like
it's the safety. You mean the
disconnect. I like this. I'm like, oh my god, I love disconnecting because I'm in the moment. Like I'm literally here.
So you upload all, like you do what I do. You upload all the stuff when you get home.
When I'm home, yeah, and that's why I haven't even posted my Texas Frightmare because it's a lot. It's a lot.
You took a lot of. I know you posted some stuff.
I posted a little, but I have a lot. And then Rhode Island, I just did it because I was like, because I was planning to meet a lot of celebs. But then once I met the clerk guys, they just brought me in and I just chilled. Yeah, I was like, I don't even care. I came back with so much money because I had my budget and I had a surplus. And I was like,
that's some priceless priceless memories that are more valuable than probably a lot of the stuff you would have gotten.
Yes, exactly. And then and to top it off, if I wouldn't have met, I've been showing this one off a lot. If I would have gone Arnold, I wouldn't have this one. This gem. Look at this. I
have him almost shaving me with his claw.
God, I love that. Like that's my second photo op. My first one was Lou Ferrigno, and I was like kind of cool because I saw a whole.
Did he put you in the sleeper hold too? I asked him to put me in the sleeper hold.
I'm just trying to get my pump on. What do you got? No, I love pumping iron, but no, I what was I gonna say? Being at Rhode Island.
Oh, ironic. Forget.
Ironic. I was being at Rhode Island Comic Con. Was just everything was cool. I mean, even getting to hang out with Kevin Smith, getting to meet the gang, getting to talk to people. But then I saw I'm sorry, I'm gonna mess up his last name. It's first. I just was talking to him as a person. I totally forgot. It's a Courage the Cowardly Dog, and then Marty.
Oh, I love Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Dude,
What? Yeah, I don't know his last name.
Gold. I'll look it up real quick. But
It's
dude,
Jewish. Goldstein, Steinberg,
something like that.
Bergen, Hamill, Steinstein.
He's I'll tell you real quick. But what do you call it? Meeting him.
Blitz.
What do you call it? Meeting him was what do you call it?
Steinmetz.
No, it was just so cool. He was so nice. He was such a genuine person. Where I was like, oh look, he's actually holding a conversation. He's actually talking to you.
I wanted to do something with the SpongeBob guy. The guy does the voice of SpongeBob. Say, it's not just a boulder, it's a rock. It's a rock. but yeah, that line got longer and longer. Like everybody wanted to get a recording of SpongeBob doing SpongeBob.
Yeah, his
the guy who does the voice of SpongeBob.
But doesn't his voice?
He's very absorbent. I don't know if he's observant, but he's absorbent.
Absorbent.
He's absorbent, not observant. He's absorbent.
His name is right here. Marty Grabstein.
Grabstein? It's pronounced Grabstein, not Grabstein.
It's Frankenstein.
Speaking of which, Cloris Leachman she was a sweetheart. She was her I loved. I was glad to meet her before she.
Oh, you got to meet her. Damn. Well,
yeah.
So the thing is,
I was just watching Scout's Guide to Zombie Apocalypse, which she played a cat lady who's a zombie. Yeah, who becomes a zombie, and she has a very short period of time in the movie, but she tries to eat her dentures come out, and then she tries to eat one of the guys, the scouts' asses with her gums. Like, she's gumming my ass. Somebody get her off me. But if it wasn't Cloris Leachman, it wouldn't be as funny.
Dude, she's done so many movies, and the fact that she does like everything, and she doesn't care. Like I love her.
Blue Mountain State. Did you ever watch Blue Mountain State?
No, I didn't watch that.
Let's just say she plays a teacher who sleeps with students in this show. She's his mother, and the football team gangbangs her to get back at him for something, and she's just all for it, and because she's fucking Cloris Leachman. And also in Beer Fest, she's Gam Gam, the old German whore with oh my god, she's like in the old country, we practice drinking beer by drinking Rampus. Like, why Rampus, Gam Gam? Like, because if you could drink Rampus, fuck, you could drink anything. Just go to the Cloris Leachman set doing it. It's just like, it makes it priceless, like legendary. Because fucking Cloris Leachman.
She's on our show Side by Side. We have a thing called, if you're an actor or a writer or something, you come back multiple times, we call you repeat offender. She has repeated a lot. And when she comes back, it's not the same. She makes these different characters. They're not even slightly different. They're just completely different. But you're like, how the fuck does she do that? Excuse me.
I think she was in a show called Raising Hope. She played the grandmother, and I think Betty White paid a cameo where she was her sister. Like, oh Helen, like, I'm sorry I missed your funeral last year. Like, oh, like, and then like the other one says something like I heard something about I forgot what it was. Like, I heard you died. How you're looking great for a dead person. Like for like, it was like the two old sisters insulting each other. It was just like so perfect. And because it was them, they're the two most vulgar old actresses that like have no lines. I mean, they have a lot of lines, but they have no lines that they draw on the sand.
Yeah. Dude, I
think I just want to say my first experience with Betty White cursing was Lake Placid. Like, and after that, like
I'll say like, going back to the conversation of the cons, because when you do find like just an actor or actress you really adore, and you go and talk to them and you ask them for advice and they give it to you, like, it's one of the best things. I went to 4 cons before I started understanding the power of the convention. I was just going because my son was born, and I was told, hey, if you're gonna do this convention, you talk about them all the time. You do them now, or you don't do them at all. And I was like, all right. I started going because I was like, all right, I gotta see what it is about.
Instead of pumping kids out, you pump out these conventions.
Yes, I started pumping out conventions, and man, it's
sorry.
It's okay. I was also.
It's like that. What, your wife give birth to the kid, you give birth to the convention. You pump. She pumps out the kid, you pump out the conventions.
Hey man, but I'll say this though: if it wasn't for Michael Bean and the conversation I had,
Michael Bain.
I asked him, and he's a Bean. Not
Sean
Bean.
Oh, this is the one from Terminator.
Kyle Reese, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
when
Bean. Okay.
cause I had to ask him, I was like, "Isn't it Bane?" He was like, "Yeah, it's Bane." I was like, "All right," but as we talked, and I asked him about his Ringo Starr character from Doc Hollidays, and he, oh, sorry, Ringo Starr, Johnny Ringo, my bad, Johnny Ringo, and he actually, I was like, "Hey, how did you?" I mean, I don't, this is a long story, but like when I goes, "How do you do it?" And he's like, "Come on, I'll tell you," and he like locked eyes with me, and he was like, "Check it out. This is what this is," and I was like taking notes, and he was letting me take notes, and I was like, I can take notes, and I was just enamored just by him, and he was like, yeah, write that in there, write this, no.
I should. It's the problem is like I wanted to do that with certain things, but like I'd have to record it. But I'd have to. I'd definitely
Yeah,
ask. Yeah, literally like no, I know what you mean by that because I was talking to at Montsylvania in August before Texas Frightmare. I was at the VIP party and I was talking with Michael Berryman. He says, "Hold on," because like after he finished, like he wanted to talk to me because I mentioned I'm writing a book on Tourette's because he was writing a book on his stuff,
yeah.
neurological stuff he dealt with. So he said, "Hold on, I want to talk to you." So he pulled me to the corner where we could hear each other because it was loud, and he was talking. And there's all this great information he told me, and I can't remember a lot of it because it was like a party, and but he was telling me such interesting stuff about his past and his family and the neurological stuff he dealt with in his book that he's coming out with, and it was just like, and he just tell. I hadn't even asked him, but he wanted to tell me and hear about what my book is about, and you know. So it was just, but that's how it is. And then some of them just want to learn from you.
yeah.
That's one of my favorites. And one of the filmmakers who I was friends with who passed away this summer, he wanted to he was a selfless, so he always wanted to learn about everybody else. And he always asked me, he was like asking me about my Tourette's last time I chilled with him in Dallas, and like Robert Greenhall, he did Fear Clinic. He worked on I think it was Teen Wolf. He's worked on one of the I think the Amazing Spider-Man 2. No, one of the Spider I think no was it Spider I forget. But he's done a lot, and he's worked
Yeah.
on a lot of still special effects. Film Laid to Rest, and I've known him since Texas Frightmare in 2011, and I went to his Fear Clinic screening where I actually won one of the posters, and his it's just amazing people, and a lot of people, big people, Robert Englund, Fiona Dourif, Angelina Armani. It was just he was such an amazing soul, and just wanted to learn about everybody else, and like so interested in other people's stories, and
Yeah,
just
he
so he
got
could be
those.
understanding about it. And he was just, and when he passed away, it was just like, but he was such a good, he wanted to learn, he was asking everybody else about, so he was just and people who were there with him was like used to be a fan, like this guy who was like his biggest fan became like, he became like his, worked with Robert, and Robert called him his mentor, like he said Robert was like his mentor.
Yeah.
The guy looked like a younger, buffer Dr. Loomis. This guy I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
I got
got
to
him
send
right
you the
here.
photo.
I got him. He did the
Not
makeup. Look.
Robert Greenhall, his friend.
Oh,
Yeah,
his friend.
yeah.
Okay,
Looks like
but
Dr. Loomis.
Robert Hall here. It says the Crazies, Fear Clinic, Quarantine, The Relic, and it's like special
Oh, the
effects.
Relic was. I love the.
Oh,
I
I
think
love the
the
Relic.
I'm talking about the one with Tom Sizemore
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
'90s. Yeah,
yeah. I love that
that was
movie.
I love that growing up.
You know that movie for the longest
That gave me
time.
nightmares. Actually, not from that creature, but from when they're pushing out the window, that's pushing the doors and pushing the woman against the window. It's
Yeah,
like I'm always like, I get so OCD that I was like, oh God forbid something happens to somebody in my family with their panicking, and like I wasn't scared about the monster. I was scared about the real life stuff.
yeah.
That was giving me nightmares.
The thing that movie I always thought was I was always like, man, it's kind of dark and grainy, but it works, and I found that's how they made it. So I was like,
Yeah. And it was
ah,
original, and it was also like in the sense, but it probably did tie in like the Cthulhu, like that real legend,
yeah,
or like that ancient thing. I love when they do that. It's sort of like when movies play off the Lovecraft stuff, whether they make it Lovecraft or not quite Lovecraft, but pay homage to Lovecraft and
yeah.
make an original, cosmic horror can be a very difficult thing to make,
I was gonna
from
say
what I've heard.
Lovecraft I mean, yeah, Eraserhead, Lovecraft, like they're. I don't know how you make that. Like I don't. You can't even repeat that.
There's so many good cosmic horror, but I'll tell. And In the Mouth of Madness, I think was probably one of my favorites. And I'm still hoping Guillermo del Toro does a Mountains of Madness film, because that was like the book I read that as when I was in high school. That's like he wants to do that before he dies, and that would be a cosmic horror film I would love to see. But I gotta tell you,
Oh,
there's one Lovecraft film that a lot of people didn't know was Lovecraft, and actually something spoiled the film for me. It's a recent film in theaters with a big cast. It was a big film, and it's actually the spoiler got me wanting to see it more. But it's called Underwater with Kristen Stewart and T.J.
Yes,
Miller,
yes, yes, yes.
and that's actually, a lot of people don't know, a Lovecraft film, and you don't know until you find out what the creature they release
Yeah.
is. And when I found out, I'm like, I gotta fucking see this movie. I gotta see this movie because like I've been waiting years for them to make a movie with this creature in the film, but nothing like, oh, it's just a statue, it's just hidden, it's just implied. No, it's actually in the film,
Yeah, because
and I was so happy. I was so
always
happy.
huge. He's always massive. It like
Oh, you know
Cthulhu's
who?
like a massive.
Oh,
Sorry, did I
but you
ruin
know
it for
which
anybody?
did you see it?
Yeah,
Did you see? You saw Underwater.
yeah.
Well, okay. We could say it. We could say it's Cthulhu. Like
Cthulhu,
a
yeah.
lot
I
of,
mean,
but a lot of
it's
people,
we're spoilers here. It's me,
yeah,
we're talking spoilers. I don't mean to, but
yeah.
it's just a
But
conversation.
but I love if Guillermo del Toro makes At the Mountains of Madness, and with his repertoire of creatures in his films, he could do a massive, like, all the great old ones, and like what's called Yog Sothoth and Azathoth and Nyarlathotep and Cthulhu. That would be what, and the Eldritch horror. Like, he could make like Guillermo del Toro is the guy to do a Lovecraftian. If he
Yeah,
could do an anthology or a series of films, that would be like the greatest. That would be
would
like
you?
next to that would be up to there with Saw for me, because I
Yeah,
love Lovecraft. But
would
Saw
you?
is still my number one. But yeah,
Would you call Hellboy cosmic horror or?
yes.
Okay,
Well,
cool.
Hellboy is like, just like, oh, can I tell you this? So many things are derived from Lovecraft. Like, Hellboy is very Lovecraftian. Star Wars is Lovecraftian.
I can see
Star
that.
Trek is Lovecraftian. Harry Potter is Lovecraft. There's so much. Lovecraft has influenced so much. Even Metallica, was it Metallica or Disturbed? No, Metallica has a song Call of Cthulhu, I believe. I think it's
I don't.
Metallica. I think it's Metallica or Disturbed. One of them has a song Call of Cthulhu, and it's based on Call of Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft. And like, there's so, like, any, like, all those even porn is influenced by Lovecraft. The whole hentai thing is fucking Lovecraft. That was Lovecraft to introduce that into the entertainment industry, meaning like the arts and entertainment, not just, oh, the adult entertainment, but yes,
Yeah,
that too.
like
But
come
yeah,
over here. You're
Lovecraft.
part of this.
But Lovecraft has influenced so much, even stuff for kids that people have no idea. They have little plush Cthulhus. They have Lovecraftian characters in kids stuff.
I mean,
Like, and nobody gets it. People who don't know, kids who don't know Lovecraft. And
isn't
Lovecraft
the
influenced Stephen King is highly influenced by Lovecraft.
I-
Everybody is, and they don't even know how much they're influenced. And can I tell you something?
what's up?
Lovecraft, a lot of what Lovecraft writes is very influenced by the Jewish Kabbalah. I'm not talking about like Paris Hilton or Madonna Kabbalah. I mean, like, the Kabbalah that, like, they say, like, in Judaism, Kabbalah is like the Judaic studies you don't learn unless you've learned everything in the Torah and all these stuff, because they say if you read the Kabbalah without knowing, you'll go insane. Sort of
Okay.
like you read the Necronomicon, you go insane. But this Kabbalah stuff is so spiritual, so otherworldly. Like, literally, that whole thing with From Beyond, with what's his name, the Reanimator, Jeffrey
Jeffrey
Combs.
Combs.
That movie, like, that whole thing with, like, the creatures living around us, but we can't see them, but the machine merges the world.
Yeah.
That is a huge concept in Judaic Kabbalah. That's a huge, like, thing they study. Like, there's so much. And H.P. Lovecraft, ironically, is anti-Semitic. That's what they say. That's what they say.
Yeah,
But I don't care, because, like, I don't think I'm not gonna disregard somebody's art if just because he didn't like what I'm not gonna let that get in the way of, like, my appreciation for his art.
yeah.
Like, a lot of people do that stuff, but a lot of it, like, even the stuff like, oh, like how Dagon is like the overgrown serpent of the snake that told Adam and Eve to, like, there's all these
Yeah.
different things, like, tying into that. It's so interesting. It goes so much deeper, not just on, like, tying into the literature level, but, like, archaic level,
Yeah.
on a religious level, that people have no clue how deep so many of these connections. It's like beyond 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, but, like, still interconnected.
Yeah.
And
mean,
there's like a lot of horror stuff stems from my, the crazy Kabbalah from, you know, my religion, but like in the terms that it's very philosophical, very archaic and like ancient.
yeah,
And there is somewhat truth behind it in terms of if, as, people actually believe it in terms of like in the end of days or whatever. It's just so interesting how H.P. Lovecraft there is some truth to it in a sense. And that is a horror thing that's really cool to think about.
yeah,
Because it has influenced so much.
Even the subtlety. I think Cthulhu is in the beginning of Rick and Morty. There's
Oh yes,
like, yeah, and it's just like I don't
South Park. Hello,
yeah,
the Coon and Cthulhu. Me and Cthulhu, like we're playing all day, blowing
oh
up
my
things.
god, I just
Kill
think
Kyle, kill Kyle.
God,
Kill Kyle, Cthulhu.
Hey
Kill
guys,
Kyle.
how you
Hey
doing?
guys, let's kill
Hey,
Kyle.
hey,
Hey
Kyle.
Cthulhu, let's kill Kyle.
Hey guys.
Hey Kyle, look, I got
got-
Cthulhu
I
here.
gotta say, if you haven't seen South Park or if you don't watch it, you kind of like, and you're doing the
But they
stuff
were
that
so spot on with their Lovecraftian,
Oh,
all the great older ones coming out of the deep. It was like, oh my god, and even like that which is not dead, which may eternal lie, even death may die, and even the thing with Kenny, that was genius, explaining how Kenny dies and comes back the next day, and nobody seems to understand how. The cult of Cthulhu.
yeah,
That was genius. That was fucking genius.
his parents.
And I love that.
His
His parents like they joined the cult for one night, and now our kid dies every day and comes back the next day. Like we totally like didn't realize.
Yeah, it's like,
And then he basically grows up by morning. He's fully grown 10-year-old. He's like born at like 3 a.m. Like, oh yeah, look, he's a 10-year-old now, and it's 7 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah, I love it. Well, yeah, we're hitting that hour mark, but
We did?
Yeah, no, we're about to. It's a 57
It's
minutes.
not a G. It's not a G. We're not there yet.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's why I tell the pirates if they put a G, nobody will ever find their pirate. I mean, their treasure.
They're booty.
Actually, the G is okay. Let's not go there. It's not in the booty. I don't know who
It's not in
said
the
that.
booty. The
It's
spot.
not the booty. Yeah.
So like, let's talk about your show real quick. Who you got on
Yeah.
tomorrow?
So my friend, tomorrow I have my buddy Ari Barkin. I met him at a screen. Okay, so I met him at a screening of this movie called Abnormal Attraction, which he was in, which is like a spin on AA, but it's like that movie Bright from Netflix, but it was basically how people have an unhealthy relationship to other species who live among each other.
Yeah.
So it's like AA is. It's not like it's like a session for people who have unhealthy relations with, so it's AA, but it's not AA. But the guys behind it, Michael and Jason Levy, are the same guys who work on the Terrifier with Damien and David, who were in the first one. It's a very small world. But so Ari was in their film, Malcolm McDowell was in it, Gilbert Gottfried, what's her name? Well, Tyler Main, what's her name? I always forget her name. She played the witch. Bruce Davidson. It's quite a cast of like horror. I think Steve Buscemi's brother. It was like a real good cast. And Ari's was in a lot of. He plays like a green orc or a green goblin, but he has like a Brooklyn accent in this movie, and he's like, it's just funny seeing this like green other species or have like a Brooklyn accent. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, but Ari's been in a lot. He's been in Blue Bloods, Orange is the New Black, Law and Order SVU. He's worked with Liam Neeson. He knows The Rock because he was in his web series. He was a finalist in his web series, Rock the Promo. He's coming up with a new movie with Richard Kind called Run and Gun. He was in actually Robin Williams' last film with Robin Williams, Angriest Man in Brooklyn. He's been in Gotham. He's been in so much. And he's from Brighton Beach right here in New York. And he's such a nice guy. Also Jewish. We're Jewish, brothers from another Yiddish mother. I was trying to think of some Yiddish terms, and I hit a Facebook wall or a Western wall. So I'm having him on tomorrow night. We're gonna be talking about a lot. He's been in a lot, so and he actually was in HBO's Love Life. He's been in a lot of things, and he's worked with Donnie Wahlberg, so it's just really cool. Ari's a great guy, so I'm really looking forward to having him on, and he's just an amazing soul. And we actually have a lot of it's stories that connect us, like Jewish geography, whether you're Jewish or not, but we're both Jewish. I'm more ish, even though, emphasis on the ish of the Jew-ish.
Ish, yeah.
Yeah, like I told Carrie as Jewish, so he uses that. And he told me he's Jewish, which I had no idea. Betsy Russell from Saw, Jigsaw's wife, she's also Jewish. I had no idea. Last time I saw her, which was like about a month before the new the Eighth Saw with Tobin Bell. I saw with Tobin Bell, Dina Meyer, and Tobin's from Forest Hills, like 20 minutes from me.
Yeah.
And so is Dina Meyer. But Betsy, it was the day after Yom Kippur I left for this event in Hunt Valley, Monster Mania. And they said something about her fasting, like, and because Betsy, like, I had no idea she was Jewish. I'd known her for years. I was even on TV with her years ago.
Yeah.
And I had no idea Betsy was Jewish. You learn new things every day. And I have other stories about that, like Jewish geography and like Spaceballs connections with pop stars from the 90s and a friend of mine who I worked for a rabbi whose father was an actor. I got all these Jewish geographies, whether you're Jewish or ish or Christianish or Muslimish or bluish or whatever it is. Blue Man Groupish.
Man, I mean, that sounds like you're gonna have a great conversation tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's like there were certain meetings I had on these things. I wish it went longer, but like it felt like it went so fast. Like, how the fuck is it an hour already?
Yeah,
I didn't say that.
It goes by fast, man. Like even like us, like just having this conversation, like it just goes back and forth because we just talk, you know. But I know you, we know each other. But
this went fast.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I looked up and I was like, okay, cool, 16 minutes. And then I looked up again. It said 44, 48. And I was like, what? Okay.
What?
Yeah. What? Because yeah, you and I mean, I could listen to you and we could talk. And
oh yeah, I'd rather not listen to. I told you it's the voices. I think I just said this recently. It's the voices outside my head I don't listen to. I told my therapist I heard voices. He says I don't have a therapist.
It's the voices.
I don't have a therapist. Yeah. The rapists, I mean, therapists I date are just.
The pen is mightier. The pen is mightier. Oh no, the penis mightier
than the short. Oh my god.
Oh, the penis mightier.
Pen is broken. Use finger. Penis broken. Use finger.
Here we go. Here we got a bit here. Shot. Yo. Yeah. Look. Yo. Now
it went faster than my ex
girlfriend. He's been here hanging out with us too. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't hang out with other men. I hang out with I'm not going there.
We have to start muting myself.
What? You just went mute. You muted. You just muted.
No, I said I can start muting myself so I can start going so I could do that.
Snap, cackle, pop. Yeah, cackle. Snap, cackle.
I was gonna say we gotta fight Schwarzenegger. That's a goal. An indie goal.
When does that? You can't spell Schwarzenegger without Google. By the way, I just want to end on this note. The only thing Google can help you find is what you were. The only thing you can't find on Google is you can't really search on Google is what you forgot what you were going to look for, but you forgot you were going to search. You can't. Google won't tell you that. Oh, that's it. The only thing Google won't tell you is what you forgot that you wanted to search. Yeah,
exactly. Right?
It's like you're the only. It's like you're getting old when the only room. You're getting old when the only room you don't walk it. You forget. You don't remember why you walked into is the bathroom. But I actually sometimes forget why I walked into the bathroom, so I know I'm really getting old. Yeah,
I'm gonna leave with that note.
I had amnesia and deja vu at the same time. I've forgotten this before. And then in deja vu, I've heard this shit before, which you probably have heard some of my jokes before.
Yeah, but they don't get old. They don't get old with me because you got them on the right time. You get some. He hits them right, perfect.
I am before my time. After my time. I'm basically I defied time.
Time does not exist.
I was gonna make a time traveling joke, but you didn't like it.
We'll go back.
Well, actually, don't go broke Back to the Future. Actually, that was a funny. Somebody edited Brokeback Mountain like Back to the Future. You got to check that out on YouTube. That was funny.
I'm gonna look that up right now.
It's like he sent me a letter. Like it was just like so. Whoever edited it was like, it's like, who's this? My uncle, Doc Brown, John. Like it's like whatever. It was like the way they edited it was like the awkward look at each other. It was just like so. And the cowboy thing. Of course, they were able to do it with the cowboy Back to the Future. Broke Back to the Future is like,
oh my god, I got. It
was so. You got to look it up on YouTube. It's so funny, but the quality is like 260 or 140p. So it's like they never made like uploaded a version that's beyond like low HD or.
Well, compress the shit out of my screen.
Oh yeah, it's fucking compressed.
Yeah. All right, Gabe. Well,
gotta decompress that shit.
Everybody, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. If you see us in the future, this is who we are.
Thank you for not smoking. Yes.
Thank you.
Back to the Future. I will see you in the future.
Broke Back to the Future.
And, no. I told you no.
No, we said no.
Just watch it, but don't. Yeah, no.
Oh, I wish I could quit you. Great show, brother. See you tomorrow, Gabe.
Oh, I have to kick myself out?
No, that's it. No, I'm about to hang us up. I just want to say thank you for everybody, and we'll be looking for tomorrow's show. It'll be same time.
You're gonna hang me up?
Cut it out. All right, tomorrow's Gabe show, Symbolistic Cynicism, will air at the same time as this one did, but on Tuesday. So we will talk to y'all later.
I was trying to pretend I was hung, but I mean, like this hung. Forget it.
Uh,
Cut me out. Cut me out.
I'm gonna pull him
I'm
out.
done.
I'm
I'm
done. Have a good night, brother. There we go. Thank you, everybody. He was done. He was over it. But yeah, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. It was just a conversation about us. Just we were convention guys. He's the long term vet. I am the newbie, or I think now I'm not a rookie anymore. But yeah, so everybody, thank you for hanging out with us. This was my Manic Mondays. Talk about anything. That's we try to talk movies and mental health, but if we don't go there, we don't go there. But I think conventions is all movies, or so yeah, it works out with that. Either way, I don't care. It was a great episode. It was fun. Thank you for hanging out. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.